Hey, good morning, good afternoon. What a time of day it really is outside now. Well, here's something I come to do today. Tomorrow, Monday, there will not be a live stream or so, I promise, know your blog. Because there's a lot of legal technicalities behind this. And if I were to do a live stream, I think I could not be doing the radio show anymore. So, out of best interest of management advised me I should on this and advised me legal technicalities. So, because of that, I decided not to do that to avoid the any legal technicalities. But I'm gonna, but also too is I got two matters out there in my mind. One, I can't get a hold of Richard, no matter what I do. Number two is go on WhatsApp. I'm getting like all kind of issues by not even getting code numbers on time. So because I'm not getting code numbers on time, that is telling me something else too. That is another red flag. Something ain't right across the border. I know what I think with the restrictions that Donald Trump put on social media on the United States side of the border saying the age limit is restricted to teenage age. Number two, is the restricted to Canada social media outlooks in Canada being restricted so much. Our government here, in both governments, it's literally impossible for me to contact because all these gloomy. You know who I blame for this one? Donald Trump and and Prime Minister Mark Carney. Both are responsible. Number two, it caused communication issues. I've seen that a lot on the internet. I use a VPN called Nerd VPN. I've been using it for a while. Quite a good VPN. I use it because I can try and go get so I get around some of the media filters that United States put on media here going to Canada that we can't do and get into geo block stations I can't listen to, like Eagle 103 down in Johnsonburg, down way down in Johnsonburg, you know, down way down southern Johnsonburg, town of Johnsonburg. I don't know where it is, but it's a really Eagle, you know, 1039, the Eagle, American Eagle. All beautiful, beautiful old stuff. Old heavy metal. I grew up in high school. I had to go. I went through normal means here. It is not even available. But I use a VPN and it's available. It, Unfortunately, yeah, I do listen to it, and it's the best heavy metal station I ever listened to. That one through VPN only, because neat thing about having a VPN to bought this product. It's the new thing I bought Nord. It's been really good to me. It's helped me a lot. It got over a lot of the boundaries put in place by Canada and the United States. It got through a lot of these boundaries. And what I do is pick a local social media in certain location, United States, where it's available, and from that, I go on from there. I go there and I go to social media and lo and behold, download the app and able to go on, listen to it on through VPN. That's the only way to do it. Number one, it tricks what it does. It uses USIP, not IP number on the interweb. It's like a license plate on the vehicle. Like you're driving United States Ontario plate identifies you from Canada. But you're driving with American plate that state in the U.S. identifies being American. Same thing in IP number. Pick up a U.S. IP that way, and it identifies you being in the U.S. And this way, they think you in the U.S. The system this way, the internet traffic system think, oh, there's traffic in the U.S. There's traffic coming through this IP that is nor we don't this IP. Oh, we can down that. Okay, so okay, can down. Okay, we can send it through to her, and that's how VPN works. get around. I can go UK, download certain sites at UK, find out more about it. But I don't download them because they're not really worth my time, and I don't go on begin to go to Japan and find out information about many of the ferry boats, award-winning ferry service between many parts of Japan, like and it's under. I know things that just like Japanese ferries, just like cruise ships inside. Well, it's like smaller. The rooms can range from just a dormitory room with a bunch of mats on the floor, a tawny mat. They can range from a nice two-bed cabin inside or capsule accommodation with steel windows. And it's this, that. And it can range at having a very nice suite on a ferry in Japan. While you look at some North American ferries here, you don't see those nice suites. I go and see them on. They're sitting down on chairs and wait to get to the destination. That is not good. So, good idea is if ever in Japan, you might think of them for fast, might think of Shinkansen, fast trains. I think of Japan as something else. Beautiful ferry boat that takes you overnight to different parts of Japan, or take you down first at an island that United States used to drop a little boy bomb on Hiroshima. And, on Hiroshima, dropped bomb on Hiroshima, and 100 people lost their life. That atomic bomb there to drop, but to deliver it to the in Japan, two atomic bombs they dropped. Little boy one, little boy two. They both did soon amount of damage, but unfortunately ended the war. The United Germany ended the German Nazi occupation. Now, that it credit owed one veteran in the Canadian military at that time. People forgot him. His name was Larry, last name Johnson. But his name, I found out he actually was he was one of the guys I had working in the factory when I ran Nortel many years ago. He was one of my foremen there. He told me the war story about this. The war story was he was caught by the Nazis in Germany during the Second World War, took him to a POW camp, and of course Adolf Hitler coming to the POW camp to visit the camp. For some reason, whether he wanted to take people out and do what are called robotic experiments on some human beings at the camp. He came on board, and the first time he came, he took some people out and camp and did these experiments that were lethal, of course, and it didn't work too well. Killed the person doing that experiment. And they turned around and landed again at it got some more prisoners, and lo and behold, Larry didn't get shot there, wasn't taken, but a colleague was taken and subjected to the same experiment that killed the other people on it in a command in a platoon. So he ended up, look at this, Adolf Hitler parks the plane off on the runway inside the boundaries of the camp. What did he do? One day he snuck out with another POW, or a different platoon that were caught. He snuck onto the plane before Adolf Hitler got there, and got the cockpit, started up the engine, took off, leaving Hitler at the concentration camp. He took off for the plane, leaving Adolf at the concentration camp. And he told me this story. He takes off. He flew from there all the way to England and landed a plane at the British Air Force Base and identified himself. And the other guy identified from the British military, the other guy from Canada, Canadian military. Upon doing so, they searched the plane. What did the British found? They found blueprint for a bomb called Little Boy, and whoa, 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 nuclear bomb, atomic bomb for a little boy, and at the time. Well, guess who found that out? Well, the United States turned around. They got a hold of these blueprints, German blueprints that were written that Nazi would at that time were going to drop a little boy on New York City and drop it, and a little boy too onto Canada, trying to conquer the world that way. But the story came down to it that because, huh, long story short, what happened there was the United States got the plans. Adolf Hitler didn't get sent to build it, and guess what? They built the airboy, but they dropped it on Tokyo instead of dropping it on Germany at the time, and they dropped two of them, airboy one and two both, built by the stolen Nazi plans, basically. Well, anyways, so huh, he was a hero in World War II. Never got necrorized for it. I'm sure that what he did this, and that what he done, have saved hundreds and thousands, and actually ended the war. And poor old Hitler got something he didn't like. You know what that was? He ended up losing a war, and ended up closing every camp going by 19 by the early 30s. And that what he didn't do that. He didn't steal those plans. You know what would happen? It would be going on for quite many years more. It would go on all the way through, and that's the big thing he did. It hit stealing of that airplane, stealing no plan, up end the war on Hitler. They helped end the war, helped end World War II basically, which did actually. There is more in there too, but here's why I'm on the air today. Number one, people love to drink and drive on a blistering hot day. Like today when it's 100 degrees out and I was feeling heat. People love to drink and drive. But here's the story behind that. Well, I'm gonna this is my YouTube story for the day. Oh no, I want to drink tonight. I'm gonna have a whole lot. I go JoJo Saloon, and I'm gonna go down there and get a whole lot of get some nice cool drink to back me off on a brisk hot day. Yeah, I'm gonna take a trip down there to America, hold myself all the whole off the drink a blistering hot day. And so, what happens in this? Well, going down and I get in a car, go, and I'm reaching, I pull up in front of the American Hotel Saloon Bar. And the piano plays in the background, bing, bing, bing. Oh, Susanna, and the piano plays away in the background. The sound comes out, and lo and behold, what happens next? There will be another song that comes out too. It is, and that comes out. I will have a teeny. I will have a big a beer to break it down. Big draft beer. Out comes the mug and draws. Well, that will be 10.75, please. Okay, click. Try to click on the credit card. No, click, 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 click. Oh no. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna take my car and I'm gonna go home now. I'm too drunk. My bartender said, "You are too drunk to drive. You you hand your keys over now, or I'm gonna call the police and have you moved from attempting to drive a vehicle under influence now." And he said, and he slams the door, went back and slams the door to me there. And guess what? The door is slammed. After it's had to wet in the car, start the vehicle. And guess what? Starting to drive down the road as going along. And all of a sudden he gets so drunk. I gotta make my turn here. Whoa, oh no. Bang, hit the bus stop. Innocent pedestrian standing in the bus stop. Well, you know what? I'm standing in a bus stop. That innocent car coming hits me, kills me. And I'm standing in front of God saying, I shouldn't really be here. But you know what? And then next thing you know, the drunk driver's standing there. He's standing in front of God. And I didn't mean to kill this innocent lady at the bus stop. I don't know. And Nazi, you'll be looking at him and say, okay, you killed somebody. I got an angel. Unfortunately, I'm sending you on a crazy train to hell. You, Siri, come into heaven. Okay, I did. Oh, thank you very much. Well, that is can be a horror fact of drinking and driving right there. Well, here's what an individual is going to do. Individual, the guy, go back to the story here, and the guy sitting, the guy who wakes up, oh, I got a hangover in a holding cell. Why am I here? You killed an innocent lady waiting for a bus at a bus stop. You killed her and she went to heaven. You got court today. And the judge and it walks in and they picked up, slammed down on the witness box by two subby fat bailiffs. Slam this person down and said, wow, you are in here. Today you intoxicated at Mill Hotel. Bartender have warned you up there. The keys, you failed to do so. Because you failed to do so, well, you took a bus, went to a bus stop, drove through the smashed the glass, took a whole shelter out, killing an innocent pedestrian who's waiting for a bus. Innocent Trent woman by the name of Shirrie Jackson, you killed her, and you have put her in her grave before her time. Well, how do you got to answer that? I just want to get home. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that I sent it you to you're getting a death penalty for this. You're sentenced to death by the head ranking machine. Take this scum into the execution chamber now. And the judge cart Mr. Don't Drink and Drive in. Sat in as a white noise, and the big machine comes down and it rips out the head, rips the head right off the body, crushes it away, takes it out, and then he dead. While Theory passed through judgment, immediately he pulls up and but gets the opposite, goes on a crazy train to hell. Well, another crazy train to hell for that person anyway. So, you know what I'm talking about? What happens then? That's one bad thing can happen. Even I fear that myself sometimes. Actually, that never happened to me, and nothing. Yeah, that was a made-up story about horrors of drinking and driving, how it can really affect you. Now I'm going to go back to start again a story with a different outcome. I ain't going to go, Joe, I go back to a whole load of drinks, and I ain't going to come home again. I get to the Marriott Hotel, the bartender say, okay, I like a top draft beer. Drink. Oh, I have another. And what happened? Whoa, I'm gone. And bartender, hand your keys over. And bartender, you hand your keys over now. I can't afford to lose my liquor license or my bar license over this attitude. You're drunk in it now. And has a key. I have my key then. Put them on the bar. And he take the key, set it on the bar, down, goes here, and guess what? I'm putting the keys in a cash register tonight. Ding, keys in, a drawer. Come back in the morning. I'm sending you home in a cab. Come back in the morning when you're sober, and you can pick up your damn keys of my bar in the morning, first thing, and by the time I open, and don't ever come back here again. So well, take it out. Oh no, get home. I wake up, my head is splitting angle. And I look at my car key, don't remember. The phone rings. And I pick it up. And it's Joe's Road Saloon here. I have your keys in the cashier. Could you come by and pick them up? Your car's in the parking lot waiting. Oh no, I did it again. Well, I I gotta get on a public train, roll down to JoJo Saloon, go in, got my key, got behind the wheel, drove my car home. I passed the bus stop where innocent pedestrian waiting for the bus. Didn't hit her, didn't kill, but got home and relaxed. I said, I never do this again. Good thing a bartender made me do that. See? Well, there are two scenarios of the story. Good one is somebody didn't get killed. The first scenario of the story, somebody did get killed. I sort of dragged it. Did I mean because this whole story is if you drink and drive here, you will go to jail and you could be punished to the full extent of the law. And remember, you might, if you killed somebody and somewhere in the U.S., you might end up even facing a death penalty just because you murdered innocent person. Please, don't drink and drive. End of this story, but I'm going to say something else too. Well, I decided not to do the live stream, but thank you very much. And I'd love to do it someday, but I have to go over it more. I go when I get into Monday. I have to talk to my bosses there and find out. Anyways, okay. Okay, bye. Thank you for listening. Okay, the Here Comes the Living End.